Hello, everyone of the sign of Capricorn. I'm here today to give you your message for August 2025. I hope you enjoy it. Also, just a quick note. Whenever I put out the Aquarius reading, check it out. I started out this reading by saying, this is a message for all of you with the sign of Aquarius, yet it wasn't for you. Maybe it might be because the full moon is in Aquarius and is significant for you guys, or maybe it's because the Aquarius sign has something big to do with you and this message. So let's revert to the actual message. August 9th, there's a full moon in the sign of Aquarius. We're going to check that out. There's also a conjunction in Mars, in Neptune, and Saturn. That conjunction is important because the last time it happened, it was about 36 years ago. It happened in 1989, and it had to do with the coming down of the Berlin Wall, right? So what I'm seeing here is this energy where you're breaking down barriers and limitations and restrictions that used to govern your life, that the ruling powers over your mind, body, spirit, and soul, and you're breaking that bitch down, and you're reclaiming your life, and you're saying, I'm done. I'm going to be me. I don't care if that makes you feel uncomfortable or if you don't want this for me. It sounds like a you problem. Okay. That being said, let's find out what this is going to help you do, my Capricorns. So we have a dog with protection from a powerful friend. Whoa, something went cray cray. And the friend wants to tell you this over here. We have rainbow. The most difficult part of a situation is over. And then we have fly, a period of ill health or depression. Okay, look, it seems like somebody was going through the nasty blues. Okay. And they're telling you, don't worry, we got you, we're seeing you, and we're going to help you. So this is something where they're going to move you away from that feeling of less than. Okay. Now, after that, we have this energy here, and we have hammock, taking a vacation physically or mentally, and we have forest, muddle, unclear thinking. And I feel like this all has to do with the same thing. It feels like you're finally going to have rest from this distortion that was in your mind, giving you depression, anxiety, stress, and sadness. Okay, so I feel like for my Capricorns, this feeling of oppression, this feeling of depression, this feeling of anxiety, this feeling of I'm not good enough, self-doubt, blah, 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 it's all going to lift itself off of you. And it's all lifting off of you because you finally have a connection with the rainbow bridge, right? The connection to your higher realm and your higher self. And they're going to step in to take out this obstacle. Then we have this is energy. This is interesting energy. We have the 4-leaf clover that says great good fortune. The tortoise that says slowly but surely getting ahead. And finally, the energy of the fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. So something that's going to help you is some kind of shift that's coming in your life when it comes to your money situation, your job situation, your material 3D, I want to say role in this world so that I can just be really all encompassing, where you're kind of like all of a sudden you got shit figured out, right? You got your job situation figured out and your money situation figured out, and you're starting to like feel more in control. And that is like good favor. So it's slowly progressing because what I'm feeling is that once you get this job or once you move in this direction, once you move into this new role, you're going to slowly start noticing how smart you are, how you can move forward, how resourceful you are, how you can actually move and shake and you're not so restricted like you were before. Tell me more about this. 10 of trees. Yes, definitely. I feel like you were carrying a really heavy burden. We have the Witch of Skies, which literally feels like you were probably learning something. You were probably in school, or you were probably like in the process of receiving some kind of information that you needed, and it was heavy on you, and it also played a really strong point on your finances. 10 of stones. But though you might not see it now, this is actually the road that you needed to go through to get that feeling of fulfillment and contentment and financial and spiritual abundance. Okay, Queen of Skies. The energy moved you from being the Witch of Skies to the Queen of Skies. There was things you didn't know, didn't understand, didn't know how to work through, didn't know how to process, things about yourself that were holding you back, but also things around you that were holding you back. So you were actually like in an apprentice in your mind, right? The skies have to do with your voice and the way you express yourself, but also the way you think. And you were in an apprenticeship of your mind and of the way that you speak things into existence. And the knowledge that you acquired through that investment that you did is going to bring you a lot of riches, because you evolved from being the Witch of Skies to the Queen of Skies, where you are now smarter, wiser, wittier. You understand what you should receive in your life and what you should cut out. And so we have the tradition, which is the Hierophant here. And what I'm feeling is that you actually lined yourself up with a new group. Like, this is a new group of beings, a new group of that new group spiritually, physically, that are going to be more aligned as to what you're going into, and the mindset that you have, the way that you move forward, the things, the structures that you create are going to totally change, because of the fact that you're actually aligning yourself to a different type of organization, group, lined, spiritual team. Two of Wands. And right here, what I'm seeing is this energy that as you're moving in this direction, there is going to be at least two paths that were potentials for your future that are going to close out, and you're going to have one path that is going to open up for you. Can you tell me about those two paths? One path, this wasn't expected, but Three of Waters, Six of Stones, Seven of Trees. Yeah, you're blocking out first a group of friends that you probably went drinking with or celebrated with or had fun with and whatever. And also a group of friends that were takers. So I'm going to call them friends. They can be whatever works, resonates for you. But the Three of Cups for me reminds me of partying, drinking, going out to the clubs, blah, 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 because it usually depicts three people drinking with their cups up, three people celebrating. That whole life is going to close out. And then the second thing, and right now with the way the world is probably like a gaming group too, like people you used to game with all the time and whatever. And then the other side, the Six of Coins, it's kind of like, people that are always moochers, always like, oh, can you hit me up right now? Oh, can we do this right now? Oh, you know what I'm saying? That you're always having to balance yourself out to give to them. These are the two groups you're blocking out, because you're now more evolved mentally in the fact that you're kind of like, I appreciate the knowledge and the understanding that you provided to me to being in my life, but I just, no, thank you. So I like that for you. The next thing is August 22nd, the new moon in the sign of Virgo. Also, the sun will be lining up with the sign of Virgo. Virgo has a way of making you have very high executive functioning skills. In other words, time management, organization, planning, setting things, in putting all your ducks in a row, executing what it is that you want to execute so that you can move forward. That's what this is going to do. Now, the interesting thing is this movement of the sun and the moon in that same energy, because it's kind of like a faux, I'm chiming these words, okay? Faux eclipse. Faux eclipse is kind of like, it's not really taking out something from your life. It's more like redirecting your focus into something that's more aligned to yourself. And so I feel like the planning, the organization, whatever, it's not like that you're going to completely erase something from your life. It's just that you're going to be like, I can see how I can use this for the future, but I'm going to focus more on this direction, right? This is where I'm at right here. That's what I see right here. It's weird. Okay, so let's find out about that. I don't know why I felt like for you I wanted charms for this. Hold on. Okay, so the first thing we have is this stone right here. It has to do with purification of your past. and moving forward in your future. I keep forgetting the name of the stone, but it literally is about clearing out old karma. And that's the one closest to my left, so which has to do something closer to you right now. So it's like clearing out the old karma. And then we have a straight line here, and then we have something for your future. In the future, we have charming with the Libra card. So you are going to balance things out for yourself. This is interesting because it does form kind of like a cross kind of thing. Oh, you can't even see the stone. Oh yeah, you can. It creates like a cross thing because these three are in the middle. But it's like clearing out your old karma, moving into balance. And in the middle of all that, the first thing that comes out is Leo. And that is crazy interesting because Leo has to do with the next thing we're going to be talking about, which is Venus entering the sign of Leo. That's going to strongly impact you. Also, Lionsgate portal is going to affect you very strongly. Second thing is the lobster. Okay. And the lobster reminds me of a card in this tea leaf oracle deck that says a financial pinch. And then the third thing is something you don't see because it's backwards, and it's the dragonfly, and it's a transformation, and it literally lines up 1, 2, 3. So I feel like the Lionsgate portal and this thing that we're going to be talking about in the near future, which is this Venus entering Leo, which would be August 25th through the September 19th, is going to be like a domino effect on you. One thing happens, the next thing happens, the next thing happens. And what I'm seeing here is this energy of you have the Leo energy coming in. You address the financial pinch situation that is actualizing with this Venus energy, and then you move into this fruitful transformation in your life. And we're talking about three different events, and there's three things line up, and I think that's exactly how the charms are playing out. The before Lionsgate portal 88 / full moon 89, before, it was just you clearing out all your fucking bullshit from every life, every situation, everything you came from. You're just clearing out karma. And then next thing, we're addressing how we're going to fix our physical world, our money, our resources, or blah, blah, blah. That's the next thing that's going to be coming through because of this Venus new moon. And then third, something you don't even see, there is this impactful change of the self. So I'm liking this actually a lot, actually. It feels like a big transformation in you. Tell me more on this. Look at that. The first thing that comes out is the Magician, and the second thing is the Seven of Wands. So you're using all the skills that you've accomplished and received throughout your life. So if you're using, the Magician holds the cups, emotions, the action, the wands, the resources, money, people, places, things, energy, and the swords, the mind, and the word, to be able to fight and defend the movement they're going to do going forward, right? This is standing your ground, using everything you learned up to now to continue to stand your ground. Against the Three of Cups, they came up again. So it does feel like those are the ones here of the two paths that split that I kind of continued in. These are people you used to hang out with. These are people that used to form your, like, I want to say party groups, right? Where they're people you used to go to parties with. They're people that you used to celebrate with, blah, blah, blah. That's the first thing. You're going to be using your resources to like block those fools. Okay. Second, we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Hermit card. This is when you start really doing the internal work to figure out what it is that you need to do to be able to get the economic balance that you're looking for. And then we have the walking away from a Queen of Wands energy. That literally feels like walking away from, I want to say, someone or something that really has strong influence over you. Okay. Walking away from, tell me more about this Queen of Wands. Yeah, it's definitely walking away. We have the Eight of Wands. This is travel. You're probably going to move away from a Queen of Wands. You're going to move away from an environment. Okay. And I just realized that this is the Eight of Wands and that's the Seven of Cups, and I saw it like the Eight of Wands from the beginning. Confusion about this Queen of Wands because you're having to move away from the confusion they cause you. That's so weird because I was confused and this is confusion. I feel, but I always saw it as Eight of Wands, moving away, even though it said Seven of Cups. That's so weird. Um, I feel like the Six of Stones is actually this energy of something that creates confusion in your mind, something that distorts your mind. You're moving away from it. Um, and it feels feminine, the energy. I'm understanding this. And then in the bottom, oh, these are, that's interesting. These are both upside down. We have the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords in reverse. I feel like it's this person, the reason they cause confusion is because they have a way of giving you false hope, false love, right? And it's a way that they retain you. But the second thing that they do is that they have the Knight of Knight of Swords in reverse, and these are a person that says they're going to do a lot and says they're going to move forward, but they don't do anything. And so I feel like you acquired um, unhealthy habits from this individual, and you're moving away from that. This is why I'm seeing you blocking a lot of things. And it feels like a lot of people that influenced you negatively in a period of your life. And then finally, let's talk about this Venus thing. Again, that's August 25th to September 19th. And it's you reclaiming like you. We have the Messiah serving humanity and humility. What about that? The priest, shut the freaking front door. That's practically the same shit. Facilitating spiritual commitments serves as a channel to spiritual energy. I feel like one of the things that you're doing, that you're reclaiming, we have the teacher, and it says ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skills, and wisdom. And then this one came upside down, which is crazy because none of my cards are upside down. And it's the hermit. It says withdrawal from society, out of fear of negative judgment of others, refusing to help those in need. And I'm feeling this energy where an awakening is going to happen to you, and that awakening is your ability inside of you to help others come out of their darkness, to move through the light, and whatever vocation that you're entering into, whatever you're changing into, that is exactly where you're aligning yourself in. You're becoming that teacher, the teacher of the knowledge that you've acquired through all dealing with all this bullshit. And the hermit in reverse tells me that that is actually going to help you finally get out of this feeling of having to hide because you don't think people will accept you for who you are. I feel like you were doing a lot of hiding without knowing. Um, this could have been like subconscious, where you believed you had to survive. Page of Wands. It is the beginning of your path to take action as to the person that you really are. Death. Because there is a part of you that is changing big time. There's a part of you that's dying. Wheel of Fortune, and your destiny is changing, and you're awakening to your ability to have that priesthood. I feel like this is a divine anointing, something that was written in your soul that you had to do. There is confusion about it. This is the second time I see the Eight of Cups. And the confusion is because of the Ten of Swords. It's not confusion. It's guilt and it's shame. It's that feeling of, I just I can't take these people with me. I'm going to have to leave them behind. I have to move on. And this is the high priestess. And that's the truth of the situation. But this is an awakening of you. Look, I feel like whatever it is that you're supposed to do in your life, you're supposed to do it far away from the people that you've been around this whole time. If you're looking for a job or if you're looking to move forward, it has to be in another state or a town, a couple of towns over, something that you actually have to move. And the reason why is because where you are, the past can still find you and try to influence you, and you need to move away from that. And I think if I'm telling you, I think you kind of know that because I heard because you've had to do it before. So be mindful that sometimes we block our own blessings from fear. So I hope that you resist the urge to stay fearful, right? Resist your fear. And then confront the fact that sometimes periods in our lives have to end, and sometimes the most healthiest boundary is the one we do in our physical way by distancing ourselves from situations that are negatively influencing us. But it does look positive. I hope this helps you.